Well, when the temperature touches 30-odd degrees, it's always a fine time to head up to the Sunshine Coast, and that's exactly what Rochedale Rovers have done this Sunday evening. It's been baking hot all day. Temperatures have slightly eased off with the going down of the sun, but nevertheless, it is still slightly tough conditions up on the sunny coast today. It is with great pleasure that I introduce you all to Ballinger Park for this National Premier League's Queensland Round 4 clash between the Wanderers and Rochedale Rovers, the first time these two teams have met in league competition since 2019. This is a game that should be very intriguing. Sunshine Coast unbeaten so far through 3 rounds. Only the draw with Lions, a match which they were in a position to win for a very long period of time. The difference between them and a 100% record. Rochedale Rovers haven't quite had the return to top flight football for the first time since 2007 that they would have liked, but a confidence-boosting win over Redlands United last week would certainly have helped things out there. We're only quickly through the teams, no real surprises from Paul Arneson in terms of the Sunshine Coast Wanderers. Young teenager Kyan Vanderhaas Bryant is the player you've got to keep an eye on. Has scored in that game against Lions this season. Is a real talented prospect. Rochedale Rovers will be, as you'd expect as well. Special mention should of course be made for Marek Madley, the number 17 for Rochedale. He is a father as of this week, so congratulations to both him and Jemima on the arrival of baby Charlotte. Just for 1 goal for Madley so far this season. In fact, only one of just 2 that Rochedale Rovers have scored this season. That'll be something they'll be hoping to turn around, and you'd expect them to as well. Their XG currently sits at 4. This is the first year for Rochedale Rovers in the State's top league since the 2007 Brisbane Premier League. Their last game in that top flight before the start of the QSL, the State League, which took over as the nominal top flight in Queensland. It was a 5-4 grand final win over Strikers at Lions. That's the sort of pedigree we're looking at. 4-time BPL grand final winners from 2011, 2007, 2005 and 1993. 1995 and 1993 I should say. And 5-time premiers. Two teams with yellow as their predominant colour, so it'll be the Wanderers who are in their home kit, their usual yellow. Solly Duncan tries to find a way through in the number 8 shirt. And that's Sam Sibatuara, latterly of Brisbane City. It's been a really good start for the Wanderers. There's 2 wins either side of the draw against Lions. Unbeaten in 2023. Have suffered defeat in competitive football in the Kappa Pro League. They lost to Surfers Paradise Apollo by 1-0. At Ballinger Park, Sibatuara is forced to go backwards, and Tim Emblem helps the ball all the way back to Uru Nagata, 29-year-old Japanese defender. And the captain's armband today as well, and just gives the ball away a little bit. There will be a Rovers throw though. Tend to sit with 5 at the back to Ross Davidson's side. Operating with wing backs. Emblem, the 20-year-old, is going to go back to his skipper. Switches play very neatly over to the far side of the field. Piper. And the run was Talbot. But just took a little bit of contact. It will be a free kick for Rochedale Rovers just inside their attacking half. Wanderers are one of 4 unbeaten teams this season. Bay United with a 5-2 victory yesterday over Eastern Suburbs at Water Park to stay on top of the ladder. Gold Coast Knights got a 3-0 win at Redlands United. Help kick their season into a higher gear. And a thrilling contest in Newmarket yesterday. Brisbane City 2, Olympic 2. Late goal for Olympic, rescuing a point there. The Royce Brownlee's side. 2 other games taking place today. We've got an hour before the Raw kick-off against Lions. He's helped in and then helped away. Early pressure coming from the visitors. But Peninsula Power and Gold Coast United are in action at AJ Kelly Park at the moment. I can tell you at the moment, Gold Coast United are leading that game by 1-0. One of the other unbeaten teams, Gold Coast United. Watch that on FQ TV. The header sails harmlessly wide. Unusual filming position at Ballinger Park, are a bit off centre. Rochedale Rovers, who've provided most of the running so far, and here's Sibituara, who's not afraid to have a little run himself. He's going to need support. That comes in the form of Emblem. He just overruns the ball a little. It's a nice ball inside there for Moreland, but comfortably gathered by Vags. 22-year-old Dutch keeper. Was a junior at Graafschap in the Eerste Divisie. It's the second tier of Dutch football, behind the Eredivisie. See how you get confused. And most recently of AZSV. Alton, as keeper at the other end, Jackson Riley, has to hurry. 5th tier of Dutch football before heading over to the Sunshine Coast, and why not? Is Green. The crop of young, talented players that Arnie has at his disposal. He's been doing a great job since moving into the NPL. First season in 2020 they finished 9th, got 5th place in 2021, and then they dropped back to 8th in a hugely competitive league last year. They started this year plenty well enough as well. Virginia, 4-4. Score there again. You can catch that match on FQ TV. This is the feature match of the evening. It's the, I'll call it a shot. I'm sure it wasn't a cross. Flying over the head of Varg's goal. Goose Vargs. Saw that goal flash up. QPL women's competition, Virginia United 4, Logan Lightning 4. Plenty of goals in that one, none here yet. Bit much to ask, 7 minutes in. Gets that ball deep into enemy territory. And dealt with it well, Rochedale. And then running out of real estate. There's Van der Haas-Bryant. But then good pressure, and the pressure really came from Emblen's throw to Nagata, and it'll be a corner kick for the home side. Will probably want to have that one again. So it wasn't quite as much pressure as he probably would have expected to be required to make that sort of error. And he's put his team under an awful lot of pressure. Corner will be swung in once referee Daniel Olsen is happy. And once we have a ball, of course. Normally helps. Fitzsimmons, 28-year-old, who scored against Olympic in that 3-2 victory last time out. Swings the ball in near post. He's going to have another go. That's put in a deeper effort. It is a good deeper effort, and it might have been a Wanderers head that got onto that. It's still there on the edge of the penalty area for Walpole. There's space over on that far side on the edge of the penalty area, and it's a fraction wide from Van der Haas-Bryant. Not a bad effort at all for the 19-year-old. We said that we should keep an eye out for him. It was fast feet, and that is inches wide of the far post. The long-time Rover. These two teams do have a bit of recent history. Sibatuara is played in fast feet, Sam Sibatuara. Needs support, has that support available to him. Here's Emblen. Emblen's going to go all the way back to Nagata. Chipping the ball over the top. Helped away. Sibatuara let it go, and that was out of play as the ball hits the assistants on this near side. One of Jackson Davis or Julian Nisbet, I'm afraid I couldn't quite see from the back of the head. Chip over the top by Nesval. Should be dealt with, and is, by Alexander Tabelon, I think, over on that far side. He's coming across to help cover Sutherland, the former Sutherland Shark. Piper is there in front of him too, so double teaming Harry Sutherland. They get ready for the long throw, and the long throw will be delivered as soon as the ball is delivered. Or a ball, any ball will do. Humid conditions, need to dry that ball off, and here's a towel placed just for that eventuality. Ooh, swung in. It's a really good long throw, and does that come off a Rovers player last or a Wanderers player last? We'll have another look. No, it wasn't. It was the backtracking Wanderer. Back live now. Decent header one there by Marek Madley. And couldn't quite gather the loose ball though, as Piper comes in and makes a challenge, but it's good work over on that far side. Has allowed the Wanderers to retain possession. Tabelon will go all the way back to his goalkeeper Riley, and Riley will launch it upfield but won't get it past halfway. Rossi this time called into action. Tabelon goes down. Piper, sorry, goes down. That was Bryant, I think, who just left the boot in, perhaps. An opportunity here for Rochedale Rovers to counter-attack. Well snuffed out at the back. It's a good through ball, a very good through ball. Was there a push from Tabelon? Referee says no, and the foul has in fact gone the way of Rochedale Rovers. Good long ball over the top though, really good ball. It was good pace, the arm was out. Referee says nothing doing. No, get up, I think was the referee's call there. Sibatuara plays the ball inside to Talbot. Talbot will use the overlapping player who then didn't make best use of the ball and is going to have to harry and harass to try and win it back. He's not going to be able to though. Here's Entiknap. Entiknap's going to play the long ball over to the far side of the field. Nice football from the Wanderers, putting his head in a dangerous position. Was for skipper Nagata just to take the ball off Ollie Duncan's boots. Good football. Good defence. Through ball. Rather caught Green a little bit by surprise. Dixon tried to win it back, was unable to do so. Here's Madley. He'd rather be in the middle, but he's just been dispossessed, and it was good work over on that far side. Now Robertson getting in a little bit of a tangle and has gone down. He's okay, but there's another Rochedale player who is down as well. Quite sure what happened there, and the concern will be that there were no players around him. Just a clash of knees. Referee says time is off. Madley in the 17 shirt, wasting no opportunity to go and get a drink. Say he'd be a little fatigued with a new baby in the house. Rochedale are going to need his work rate. And to need him to push around the grounds, need him to really that bustle that we saw when he played for Lions, Peninsula Power, Gold Coast Knights, indeed Holland Park Hawks, who are in action tonight. Good news is Entiknap has managed to get up and has made his way to the sideline. Looked to be in a fair amount of discomfort. He's going to be able to continue, and the ball gets thrown straight back to Vargs. I'm just going to play it out from the back. Pressure's going to come from Rossi, but that's really nice football from Sunshine Coast Wanderers. Paul wanted to make himself available, but pass never came from Sutherland. Duncan's touch was a touch heavy. Good touch from Nesval, but he's lost out. Mopping up nicely though was Walpole. play for Antiknap's injury was only about a minute. Lots of space on this near side for Green, but they've gone away from him now. Space is still there. Sibatuara actually in the left back role, but it's gone down the left side of the Wanderers, but have lost possession. Fair tackle, says the referee, over on that far side of the field. Here's Antiknap. Heavy pass, I'm not entirely sure it was intended there, and what's happened here? Free kick on the edge of the penalty area. Is there a penalty? Because it looked like it was in the penalty area. Yellow card has been given to Nagata. Held the arm out. I'm not sure there was a huge amount in that on first viewing. And it is in fact a penalty. Antiknap's gone over. Nesval 2. It will be Nesval who will be charged with opening the scoring in this one at Ballinger Park. Controversial. Nesval against Jackson Riley. Former Altona Magic man. Confidently strokes that home. And Sunshine Coast Wanderers have the lead. Very easy. Very confident. And the dual British-Australian citizen has got things moving nicely for the Wanderers, and the Rochedale Rovers will be wondering whether or not a meal was made of Nagata's elbow, or whether Nagata's elbow was made a meal out of when it came across and struck the face or brushed the face, depending on how we view these things. Nesval appears to have been imbibed with some real spirit and confidence after striking home that penalty, and he's putting in a lot of effort on this near side as that through ball makes its way down and out for a goal kick. Sibatuara just asked a little bit too much there of Emblem. Sibatuara is pointing out where he thought Emblem was. Nice idea, and Rochedale would have been away if he'd been able to get that ball across. Do well to clear. It's Sibatuara who holds the ball up and then links up with his mate Emblem more successfully to get the ball upfield in the direction of Marek Madley. He's unable to win possession. That does well. Sibatuara wants the decision to go his way. It didn't. Sloppy turnover of possession. Looped up. Header needed to be good because Moreland was lurking. Wanderers have dealt with this well, but Madley goes down. Referee says the ball was won by a really good tackle, but Wanderers have just given the ball straight back to Harry Talbot. Ball over the top now. Couldn't quite get it under his control. Wanderers will look to break here with Duncan. Duncan can't thread the pass through. Tabalon standing tall. The long goes long. Good contest over in the corner, but it is a free kick. Both players appeared confused by the decision. Cooper McCormack is over there waiting to deliver the ball in. Midway through the first half, Sunshine Coast Wanderers 1, Rochedale Rovers 0. Sunday night football for you from the National Premier League's Queensland. Oh, it's gone short to Moreland. Moreland tries to play the ball in. It's pinballing around and it's pinged away. It was Uru Nagata who got the last touch. It's a training ground move. And now they'll have a more orthodox corner swung in. No, they won't. They'll keep it short again. McCormack. Low ball from McCormack. Was that Madley? And it's spinning all the way into the arms of Goose Vargs. There's Madley coming from deep. Back live now. Good football from Rochedale Rovers. Sunshine Coast Wanderers more than equal to it at the moment. Vargs takes a step. Nice touch, and the first time ball's a really good one over the top towards Nesval, the goal scorer from the spot. Early on in this half, can't get the cross past Tim Emblin, but does eventually come away with a corner kick, and Wanderers will look to put this ball right back in the mixer. Ian Fitzsimmons, 28-year-old, who is over to take this corner kick. Be more orthodox from Wanderers. Right into the middle, into the danger zone, and then punching away was Riley. Not quite far enough as he'd like. Entic Knapp couldn't get much power on the shot though. The ball is gone straight back upfield. An opportunity perhaps for Rochedale Rovers. That's a really good tackle. It had to be a really good tackle. The long ball forward from Sibatuara was absolutely superb. How is the timing of that tackle? Absolutely perfect from Dice Robertson. 18 years old. That's a top tackle. He may have just saved his side a goal there. Of course, still a lot of work to do. An excellent counter-attack sparked by that Sibatuara long ball. Second ball's just falling for Wanderers at the moment, even when Rochedale can get a foot onto those passes. There's Val, wants for a return pass, gets a return pass, has an option in the middle, can't get the ball past Nagata. There's a nice ball inside to Entiknap, get to the byline, put the cross in towards the back post. Simmons was there. The ball is all the way at the back. Robertson with a little chip over the top. It's a really good ball and it just couldn't quite fall for Green. Now the header's going to come in. It's hammered away by Emblin. Rovers just hanging on a little bit at the moment. Pressure's still coming on. This time Green. And he'll go back into his own territory, and Sunshine Coast Wanderers will start their attack from deep. Tyler Morse going all the way back to Vargs. Dangerous in these situations. Duncan looks for an option. Robertson does well. Pass by Nesval is a really good one. There are options over there for the Wanderers. Ball's come back inside. Still there for Duncan. That was very spectacular. And it would have been a wonderful goal from Oliver Duncan. Options are plenty for Sunshine Coast Wanderers in and around the penalty area. It would have been special. There's no doubt about that. It would have been special from Ollie Duncan. The New Zealand under-17 international, played with the Raw Youth, having come from the Noosa Lions Academy, just further up the coast. Good tackle from Rossi, and an opportunity here for Madley. Madley into the penalty area. Ball just never quite sat for him. There are options in the middle. Madley couldn't get the ball across. All happening at the moment. It's a really good tackle by Rossi. Nice pass and move from Moreland. And Moreland wanted the return pass. Back live now. Been entertaining stuff. Very entertaining. Hugely enjoyable game on the Sunshine Coast. Half an hour gone. Sunshine Coast Wanderers 1, Rochedale Rovers 0. A penalty. Matthew Nesval, second goal of the National Premier League Queensland season. That looks a bit casual there and just about managed to work out for Wanderers. Rovers with Nagata, who gave the ball penalty away. Giving the ball away this time to Walpole, a long way from goal. Closer this time after the pass and go. Here's Nesval, puts the ball back, and it was Walpole who was arriving. Only half cleared. Green goes back to Morse. Robertson was thumped in the back there, but managed to retain possession just about. Ball's allowed to run through to Nesval. Nesval is dispossessed though by Emblin. Play continues with Rochedale Rovers moving the ball forward. Madley trying to link up play. It's a nice ball, and then that was not a nice tackle from Cooper McCormack. 22-year-old is somewhat incredulous that he's been pinged for this. I think the replay will show us that he's just managed to skive down his opponent, Harry Sutherland. It's fairly unambiguous. Might have perhaps brushed the ball with his toe. You're not going to find too many referees happy to let things like that go. So ball goes long, headed away by Tabelon, I think. Tabelon comes back and kicks the ball upfield towards Madley. Madley linking up the play nicely. Sibutawara wanted the run, and it was well intercepted, vital interception, as Entic takes the ball forward. And it was Josiah Green who made that interception. He's put a ball into the box. Riley deals with it comfortably and gets rid fairly quickly. Both teams trying to play up-tempo stuff at the moment. Cormac puts the pressure on. It's going to be a Wanderers ball. Gold Coast United extending their lead up at AJ Kelly Park. 2-0 in that one. FQPL 2, Holland Park Hawks trailing Broadbeach by 5-2. Whites Hill Reserve, Virginia United Logan Lightning is still 4-all in the FQPL women's competition. Coast Wanderers, of course, leading Rochedale Rovers here by 1-0. Still that 19th minute penalty from Matt Nesval after Ruru Nagata was pinged for what I think must have been considered an egregious elbow. Difficult to tell from our position, of course, but didn't look quite that bad from where we were. He's headed away a couple of times, then hammered back in. Should be easily dealt with by Jackson Riley, and is. Through ball now, opportunity for Wanderers to double their lead. Wanted the ball played slightly earlier, did Ollie Duncan by Amanda Haas-Bryant. Good counter-attack. Comes to naught in the end. Another through ball gets in behind the Rochedale defence. Waiting there is Nesval. Nesval's heavy touch takes him away from goal and narrows that angle. That's neat football on the byline, but the ball has gone out, says the assistant on this near side. I think Alex Tabelon believes the assistant. Ball is swung in, straight into the hands of Jackson Riley. Gets rid of it very quickly up towards Madley. Sibatuara has space, don't want to afford him too much of that. And then he just gets his wires crossed, Sibatuara. An opportunity for a counter-attack perhaps for Wanderers, who are chasing and tracking back in numbers, so perhaps do just need to reset. But here comes Oliver Duncan, who does really well, surging into the penalty area for Rochedale Rovers. Players converge, and Sibatuara comes back to help make up for his mistake and play the ball forward. But it was Josh Moreland who just lost control, couldn't find Merrick Madley. Sibatuara with good control, links up nicely that time with Moreland. Madley's going to have to chase that though. Oh, that's a neat football over on that far side. Robertson it was. Going around the corner with Entignap. Yep, with Robertson. Entignap again. Robertson this time. Lovely football from Sunshine Coast Wanderers. The through ball's a brilliant one to Nesval, and Riley did just enough. There was a free kick given. Lovely interplay between the Wanderers midfield. Ball over the top. Oh, and he was offside by a fair amount, I think. Matt Nesval there. As Emblem goes forward, can't find his man with the pass though. Oh, that was a poor disposal by Josiah Green though. Here's Moreland. Gets through that gap, Moreland, then gets tackled. Chasing in is Rossi. He can't get his foot onto the ball. An opportunity for the Wanderers to break again. Nesval's made a run. In fact, Ollie Duncan was making a similar run. They almost link up there though. Rossi and Nesval. Sorry, Duncan and Nesval. There's a bit of a chase on here. Good battle, and it will be a corner kick. It's good football from the visitors. Had to chase, work really hard. What can they make from the corner? We've seen some tricks. That's set piece time from the Wanderers. Should tick over 40 minutes. Gone to the back post, all the way to the back post. Cooper McCormack couldn't swing his foot at the ball effectively, and now the Wanderers are going to attack, and they may have an opportunity here. Support will be required, you'd think, for Van der Kast Bryant. Oh, it's a lovely cross, and the header, well, it wasn't too bad either. Just lacking power and direction. We'll show you a replay as the attack fizzles out from Rochedale Rovers. Oh, it's a beautiful cross on the run from Van der Kast Bryant. I'll say it again, 19 years old. It's been very, very impressive for the Wanderers this season. Just gave you a little glimpse as to why he's been so impressive this season there. With a nice little touch, just frees up a little space. Chasing back and waiting was Jackson Riley. Gatta. His error led to the penalty, raising his arm. Sibatuara. Madley is onside. Sibatuara's continued his run. No easy pass there though for Madley. Emblem eventually arrived in support. Madley needs to get himself into the middle. Just lost Tim Emblem at the moment. The battle was ongoing though. it's a battle that has been won by the hosts. Duncan's allowed to turn, is able to turn. The option is wide left. Option's dried up, other than to go back. Needs a good touch. Instead, Nesval is forced wide. Shimmy from Nesval, eventually goes back to Green. Green will need support. There is plenty of it. Nice touch from Robertson. Green had continued his run. Gatter was there though for Rochedale Rovers. Ball's launched long, splitting the runs of Madley and Sibatuara. Pass is picked off by Emblem. Talbot, Madley, support arriving in the box. It's been dinked in towards the back post. Talbot was there. And that might be Rochedale Rovers' chance to hit back before the half-time break. Just gone begging. Pretty sure Bargs will take his full allocation. Might be another chance yet though. More reached, but it was Robertson who managed to pick up possession. And he's managed to release his teammates, and the shot is fired across. It's a really good save in the end from Jackson Riley. Lovely football. It was, of course, Nesval. Teed up beautifully by Ollie Duncan. Perhaps Sunshine Coast Wanderers can get another goal before the break. Still on here. Slightly too deep from Van der Haast Bryant, but it's been kept in. It wasn't Van der Haast Bryant, sorry, it was Entignap. Entignap might do well to get himself into position here. Oh, the shot comes in from long range anyway, and another good save from Jackson Riley. That's the second in as many minutes from the former Cairns and Lions stopper. Not a bad dig at all from distance. Ball is swept in, beats everyone. And even the referee decides that he's beaten by that corner kick, and we will head into half-time with the 2 minutes added on. And Sunshine Coast Wanderers lead this one by a 1-0. Penalty scored by Matthew Nesvell, conceded by Uru Nagata for a slightly high elbow. It might have been on the edge of the penalty area. It might have been just inside. Either way, did look a little bit soft from the angle we had. That's not the angle that Daniel Olsen had. And we'll be back for the second half at Ballinger Park after these messages.
Felton Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters, all powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
Pride themselves on delivering top-quality FIFA regulation-compliant goals. Each goal is made from durable, high-density, thick aluminium and then finished in a white powder coat. To provide quick delivery, Vito Sports stock all goals in this range within their Brisbane distribution warehouse, allowing customers to quote, order and deliver in a matter of days. If you'd like to inquire about the Vito Sports goal range, email us at admin@vitosports.com.
And we're glad you're here too, as the Sunshine Coast Wanderers and Rochedale Rovers head back out onto the field. Wanderers leading this match by a goal to nil. If you missed it, Matthew Nesval converting coolly from the spot after Uru Nagata was judged to have impeded a Wanderers player with his arm right on the edge of the penalty area. How much impeding occurred is probably up for debate, but our referee Daniel Olsen had the angle that he had and he gave the penalty, and the Wanderers have the single goal lead. Could have extended it a couple of times by the end of the half, but for some brilliant goalkeeping from Jackson Riley. Rovers do have a bit of a uphill climb to get something from this game, but they have shown plenty of promise without necessarily troubling Goose Vargs in the Sunshine Coast Wanderers goal all that much. 45 minutes to go here in this game. It's not the only game taking place in the National Premier League's Queensland at the moment, or it won't be in a couple of minutes, because Lions and Brisbane Roar Youth are about to do battle at AJ Kelly Park. That, of course, comes hot on the heels of Peninsula Power's match against Gold Coast United, which Gold Coast United won by 2 goals to nil. Peninsula Power's difficult start to the 2023 season continues. Result leaves them with just 1 point from their first 4 games, 12th place on the ladder. Gold Coast United jump up to 2nd. Temporarily at least, Wanderers will retake that spot with a win here if the result stays the same, as Cooper McCormick tries to help the ball forward. Madley was the intended target. Rovers have just 1 win in the league. They have 4 points out of a possible 6 though in the Kappa Pro League. 5-0 victory at Caboolture. Against Caboolture, sorry, and then a 3-3 draw down against Gold Coast United. Stake at the back allows Sibatuara a chance to put a cross in. It's aimed towards Moreland. And now Madley is the intended target at the back post. Apology, Cooper McCormick. Will be a corner kick. Good defending in the end to get the ball away by Fitzsimmons. Corner has been taken, it's helped in. It took a deflection on its way through. Gus Vargs more than up to the task of dealing with that looping, spinning delivery as it headed towards his goal. Oh, it's a sloppy piece of play, an opportunity for Walpole to put the ball into the middle, and it was well recovered by Piper. Atoned for his error. A little bit too casual from Nick Piper. Steaming in brilliantly was Walpole. Back live now over on the far side of the field. It will be a Rochedale Rovers throw. We're underway at AJ Kelly Park as well. Every single match across the Football Queensland pyramid. In the upper echelons, available on FQTV. Check that out if you haven't already. Yes. The Rovers have an opportunity here to test Fargs. They don't do that, but they do win themselves a corner. Moreland, who ended up getting the ball on the edge of the penalty area, and played it back. Corner is swept in, ball's gone out, flag is up. Take from Jackson Rossi. Oh, and there's a player down as well for Rochedale Rovers. Rochedale will take the opportunity to just organise themselves. We'll take the opportunity to just remind you of the teams. They're unchanged so far. In this second half. Gus Vargs in 19 is the goalkeeper, just in case you're looking for that. Matt Nesville, number 7, has the only goal of the game from the penalty spot. Rochedale Rovers have tested and probed and pressed, unable to really work. Gus Vargs, though, in that Wanderers goal. Looks like we're all okay to continue. And it is James Entignap again who is down. He was down in the first half as well. That might be the first change incoming for this match, as Moreland's made a run. He was picked out, but it was well defended. A corner will be given. Really well defended, actually, by Dice Robertson. He made a brilliant tackle earlier on in the contest. Just 18 years old. Swept in, over and past everybody. You could see the Rochedale targets lining up in the 6-yard box. Merritt Madley's just given a long look at the corner taker there, though. Hugely experienced player, Merritt Madley. Titles at Lions and Peninsula Power. Knows what it takes to win. I mentioned that these two teams have some relatively recent history. 2019 was the year the Sunshine Coast Wanderers went up in the league to the National Premiers Queensland from the Football Queensland Premier League. Elite football there from Nesval. Lovely footwork, and he's going to continue his run, Nesval. Onto the handball, was unable to get it. Oh, an off-the-ball incident there involving Josh Moreland. Getting a little bit untidy. Sibatuara, I think he was waiting for the free kick to be given, and referee Daniel Olsen said, no, let's play on, please. Getting a bit scrappy here, and then the challenge has come in. And the free kick has finally been given. It's Harry Talbot who bore the brunt of that. It's Robertson, the guilty party. All got a bit frantic there for a couple of minutes. All over the top for Sibatuara. shepherded. Sibutawara, he's capable of winning the ball. Madley just clips the back foot of Dice Robertson. Calabar have opened the scoring. Leading Olympic by goals in the women's competition. Catch that on FQPL TV, and Dice Robertson just going to spot above him. Madley being the good Samaritan, just helping him back up. The lead didn't last long. Capalaba 1-1, the score there all of a sudden. The live matches around the grounds. Has been a goal at Virginia United. Taken a 6-5 lead over Logan Lightning in the FQPL women's competition. It's 5-2 still between Broadbeach and Holland Park. Broadbeach have had a man sent off in that one. Palabar and Olympic are locked at 1 each in the NPL women's. Still 0-0 between the Raw and Lions. Bit of space for Piper. A long ball and a long way from any intended target, unfortunately for Rochedale Rovers. Moreland, who was flattened. I have a feeling Ross Davison wasn't overly impressed. Madley's going to give chase now to Bruce Vargs. Dicknap is still out there in the number 30 shirt. Just have to keep an eye on that knee. He did get a knee test for an ACL injury actually when he was there. The ball is out, no. It's Cooper McCormack who's strayed offside. Bit untidy at the start of his second half. That was lovely work there though. The cross is a really good one and it was only fractions wide. Lovely football from Wanderers, just as I say, it's got a bit scrappy. Everything tightens up nicely. It was a lovely ball from Van der Haast Bryant. Just a fraction wide. It'll be the first spectacular chance that we've had in this game. Ollie Duncan almost scored with an overhead kick in the first half, but still just a penalty that splits these two sides. That's good strength there by Van der Haast Bryan. Van der Haast Bryan plays the ball back inside to the goal scorer, Nesval. Nesval impedes and eventually gives away a free kick on Nicholas Piper. Great work from Van der Haast Bryant. Ball inside was a good one. One more to Ollie Williams, who is on for the Wanderers. Emblin. Albert was a little bit casual there, but managed to get the return pass from Nagata. He hadn't sold short, even if it looked like he might have done initially. Passes into that final third, leaving a little to be desired at the moment from Rochedale. And that's going to have to be a free kick, I think. Underhouse Bryant. Getting a bit handsy with Jackson Rossi, who gives him a piggyback for a little while and then says, actually, get off if you don't mind. Moreland. Away from goal. Just trying to help Rochedale Rovers link up play. They're struggling to do that as they move forward at the moment, as Piper almost overbalances from the pass by Tabillon. And here's Nagata. Tuara needs to be strong. He does lose out over on that far side of the field. He can't win the ball back either, but there's strong challenge. Too strong by Emblin. We have a goal at AJ Kelly, and it's Lions who've taken the lead. We have a raft of substitutions take place here. Andy Thompson's coming on in place of Piper, who does look a little short. Also looks like Sibutawara is off, and so is Cooper McCormack. Slight change in approach, perhaps. There's Ross Davidson. Just rolls the dice a little. Lost just 3 games last year, had the second best attack and the second best defence in the FQPL. Did lose that grand final to Redlands United, having led by 2 goals to 0. Tempted as I was to speak in fast forward then. I don't think I'm quite capable, as Mitchell Roberts' first touch of the game lets him down somewhat, and the ball just runs off his chest for the 19-year-old. Tabillon stands tall. Tabillon will go back inside. Nagata delayed before spreading the ball to the left-hand side. Ball eventually did get there though. Tabillon and Nagata. Ball Beach's victory over Holland Park is confirmed, 5-2 at Whites Hill Reserve. Tackle needed to be made, and Tabillon certainly made it. And Fitzsimmons it was who was trying to press forward. Miles Bryant has impressed. Continued a mazy run, but then stopped it just before his teammates hoped that he would be able to continue. Turn is on for Moreland. The shot is on for Moreland, and it wasn't very far away at all. Superb effort from Josh Moreland. That was just a fraction away from nestling in to the top corner. Vargs dove. I'm not sure he would have got there. It's a superb effort. And Rochedale Rovers were that close from levelling things up at Ballinger Park. Should give them a little bit of confidence. Those pot shots, low percentage perhaps, but just a warning shot for the hosts, who won't be able to sit on their 1-0 lead. Confidence starting to flow through Rovers now. Another opportunity to put the ball into the penalty area. Excellent swarming defence from the hosts though. And then the through ball isn't good enough for Merritt Madley, and he looks forlornly back to where that ball came from. Strong tackle from Thompson, the former Lion. Very accomplished right back, Andy Thompson, 29 years old. Excellent career at Lions. Headed back to Rochedale. Certainly cleared. Harry Sutherland making no mistake. Thompson gets his angles wrong. Long Throws just as useful a weapon to get the ball out of defence as going forward, but Rochedale, who still have possession. Thompson brings the ball down and Entignap protects himself, gives away a throw-in. Oh, Entignap's gone down again. This is the third time in the game now for James Entignap, 25-year-old. Really struggling. He's been struggling since the quarter-hour mark, really. You'd have to think that a substitution's going to need to be made here. It was for an unrelated issue. Substitution is being made for Wanderers. Double substitution, I think. Entignap's come off, and so too has Matt Nesval. Start with a drop ball because the throw-in had actually been taken when the referee had blown his whistle. And Thompson threw it from pretty much in the grandstand underneath the camera position here. He's headed away by Fitzsimmons. Oh, just sold a little bit short. Thompson couldn't quite get his foot around that ball to control it. Nice football from Rovers. Here's Roberts. Roberts on the charge. Dispossessed really, really nicely, really neatly. At the edge of the attacking penalty area, so the tackle comes in. It's Walpole who made the tackle at one end. Talbot who gave away the foul at the other. Showing referee Daniel Olsen what the ball looks like, just to remind him, I assume. Useful sort of helpful guy. .71 minutes gone. Only 1.5 minutes gone, really. And Fitzsimmons. He's gone over the bar. A decent long-range point in Gaelic football. Nothing in this form, though. To be honest, a little bit of a waste. Especially with Rochedale Rovers really enjoying arguably their best spell of the match so far. With under 20 minutes remaining, pushing hard for an equaliser. Ball's fallen to Talbot. Talbot takes the ball round one. Can he get the ball round the other? Just about. Oh, big shrug there. Talbot with the shot, and it's tipped over the bar by Vargs. It's a lovely piece of skill to remove one defender from the equation. Had a bit of assistance to remove Harry Sutherland. Then fairly removed the support player from proceedings as well. Corner swept in. Oh, Vargs had a clear run to go round the back and take that ball very, very comfortably in the end. We'll have another look. Pressure was coming. And then it went. That was the intended target. The ball was a long way from being close to the man from Czechia. will be a foul. Over enthusiasm from Dice Robertson, and Dice Robertson's going to be shown a card. I'd say a successful challenge, given that the attack ended quite abruptly. Madley was offside, but it didn't come his way via a Rochedale Rovers player, so play's allowed to continue. Madley is going to have a brief discussion with the assistant on this near side about the merits of that decision. I assure you there's no lightning around, but a little bit of adjustment being made by the camera. Madley's still upset. As we tick over 15 minutes to go, Sunshine Coast Wanderers leading by a goal to nil. Had they just weathered that storm? Rochedale have only scored twice this season from 3 3/4 games. There have been chances for them. Roberts puts the cross in deep. Oh, it's arrived for Madley and it's come off his chest. There was good pressure that came in from the defender at the back post. 2 lovely long-range passes. The defender just in front of him might have just taken a touch actually off the head of the defender. Here come the Wanderers again. Rochedale managed to clear. Meanwhile, we may have a goal at AJ Kelly Park. Referee and his assistant, Ahmed Abatovic, just discussing with his assistant as to whether the player was offside or not. We'll let you know if the Raw have equalised against Lions. As foul is given and a yellow card is shown to Ollie Williams. Roberts, deep cross, ends up beating everybody. Kept in though over on that far side of the field. 3 men in the box now, couple on the edge. It's one of those men on the edge who puts in a very deep ball. It's going to be kept in. Play again though by Roberts. Roberts shimmying, puts the cross in. Wrestling at the back post is Moreland, who's getting very handsy with his opposite number, Desire Green. I can tell you now that we have a brief break in play that goal has not stood from the Brisbane Roar youth. So Lions do still have the lead by a goal to nil. Emblin is coming off, so too is the skipper, Oroyu Nagata. Greg Cheshire, the old warhorse, coming onto the field. 31-year-old former striker. Brisbane striker, that is. Alex Warrilow, who's also on the field. Here's Thompson. Roberts. Thompson's continued his run. That's a really good pass. couldn't wrap his foot around it. There were two men waiting in the middle for Rochedale Rovers. Might be last roll of the dice, this, for Ross Davidson and his side. Desperately hunting a second consecutive win, Sunshine Coast Wanderers. They're hoping to continue their superb start to the season. Roberts did well there. Vast space, Ballinger Park. You can see the sidelines are in an obscene way, but they're a couple of paces in. Boundary rope not quite on the fence, as it were. Big surface area to utilise, try and find some space. Rochedale Rovers haven't quite been able to utilise the space that they've been afforded thus far. Maybe they'll be able to do so here. Thompson, it's really good work from Roberts to find him. Ball's gone all the way through to Talbot. Now back to Warrilow. Warrilow twisting and turning and battling. Warrilow goes down. Referee says no foul. And Sunshine Coast Wanderers say no way through today. They will get a free kick here though for Rovers. Oliver Dern who wins the free kick. Now Madley uses his body and the flag has gone up for offside. Ten minutes remaining in this contest. Wanderers 1, Rovers 0. That 19th minute penalty from Matt Nesval after Oriol Nagata just showed the elbow. Right on the edge of the penalty area it was. Is there another goal in this one yet? Good work from Talbot. Thompson helps it on to Roberts. Roberts does well. He's going to have to work hard though because Cast Bryant does really well. Gets the ball upfield as well, continues his run with their support on this near side now in the form of Fitzsimmons. That's a tasty looking ball, but Riley will come out and claim and will dish the ball out to that far side of the field now and Tabelon. Nothing there for Oliver Dern, so he goes back to centre back. Diving header, keeps the ball out. Gatter is still on. I thought he might have been substituted, but it was just a conversation that he was having over on that sideline. Ball is swept in. It could still be there, and it's not. Mitch Roberts was lurking at the back post, but the ball never getting close enough to him, really. Nice enough ball. Flicked on header from Cheshire. Back live now. Leaving that one, not the best option. We've got plenty of advice from the locals at Ballinger Park. Simmons with the dummy. Straight off Ollie Dern and behind for a corner kick. Self-preservation takes priority, really. It was clever from Ollie Williams. He did really well to battle past Thompson in the first place, and then, yeah, it could have been a lot more ouch than it probably was for young Ollie Durham, a 19-year-old, former Western Pride junior and latterly of Gold Coast United. Referee's positioned off the pitch, don't see that very often. Not sure where that goes in the manual, but wanted to have a clear look as Fitzsimmons tries to find an option, has to go back. Worked out quite nicely in the end for Wanderers. Ball's come in, it's a decent one, headed away and helped on up to halfway. Madley coming back in support, and now there's the through ball through. Madley is herring into the penalty area from deep. Rochedale wants a free kick and they're not going to get one. Thompson has a bit of space and time. Time not in favour of Rochedale at the moment though, just 5 minutes remaining of normal time. Would be a handful added on, you'd expect. If they're going to get an equaliser, it's going to have to be pretty soon. This Vargs has been outstanding so far. Wanderers are on the road next weekend. Big game this one. Gold Coast Knights at Carrara. That's on Saturday. Gold Coast United taking on Moreton Bay United. Another big game early on in this National Premier League's Queensland season. Eastern Suburbs against Redlands, the other Saturday game. And then on, also on Saturday night, Lions against Peninsula Power. Big games everywhere. You look on a Saturday night in the National Premier League's Queensland as Thompson manages to make a very tidy tackle. And he even gets congratulated on that tackle, I think, by Liam Walpole. Then on Sunday, it's Brisbane City taking on Rochedale. Rochedale away again. Tough test on a Saturday evening. Olympic will take on the Raw at Goodwin Park. Raw trailing Lions by a goal to nil. AJ Kelly at the moment in the other late National Premier League Queensland game of the weekend. And that game will close out on round 4. You'll be able to watch that as soon as this match concludes on FQPL TV. Just go and select that stream over this one. But don't go anywhere in the next 3 to 5 minutes because Rochedale Rovers are pushing for an equaliser, and as solid as Wanderers have been defensively, the bolts and joints are going to be tested continually, you'd expect, for the next 5 minutes, which is about how much time we have left when stoppage time is added on. Dern goes back to Talbot. Now Nagata. Our way through. And anywhere will do for Sunshine Coast Wanderers. Make Rochedale come from deep. They will. Just the penalty kick separating these two sides. Opportunity here, and the run's still going. It's there, is it for Madley? Madley and Cheshire got in each other's way more than anything. Still there perhaps for Warrilow. Warrilow twisting and turning on the edge of the penalty area. He goes down, and that is a free kick. Have a little look at the Bouncing around as 3 Rochedale Rovers players. Roberts was in there as well, all getting in each other's way. Remember, foul from Ollie Williams on Alex Warrilow. Who fancies it? Seven men in the box. Now 6. One's just vacated. Free kick is swept in. It's just over the bar. Just over the bar, and that's how close Rochedale Rovers were to equalising. Wasn't a million miles away at all, that shot. But that might be that. Second effort is a good one. Here's Roberts, trying to go around the outside. Good pace from Roberts, trying to go past Fitzsimmons. Roberts goes down, and another free kick is given, right on the edge of the penalty area. The angle certainly doesn't lend itself to a direct shot this time around. Thompson it will be who delivers the ball into the penalty area, though. 6 players in the penalty area last time. There's 3 on the edge of the 6-yard box, joined by 2 more. Swung in and over everyone's head. And Madley can't even give chase. It was intended for Nagata, and it was just too high for him. Wanderers did the double over Rochedale last time these 2 teams met in the league, 2019 FQPL. In those matches, 4 goals were scored after the 90. We are after the 90 now. Will there be more late drama in this fixture? Roberts, hoping to right that drama. Goes around the outside, he is challenged. He's going to get up. Now he goes down again, wants a free kick, doesn't get it. Thompson makes the challenge, and it will be a Sunshine Coast Wanderers throw in. We're going to have a substitution, a couple of them. Dimitri Westwood Pritchard, 17-year-old. And Marcus Worthington, the 23-year-old, getting ready to come on. Sean Lewis, who didn't start, was coming off, and Liam Walpole as well. Take a couple more seconds off the clock. Control there from Talbot. Thompson is the easy option. Goes back to Nagata. Switches play to Tabillon. Talbot again. Talbot switches. Thompson swings the ball across. Can only find a yellow shirt. Still they come. Rochedale Rovers. Tabillon puts the cross into the edge of the penalty area. It's a poor clearance though. Warrilow shaping to shoot, does shoot. It'll be a corner kick. Time for everyone to come forward, you'd think. A last gasp push for the point. Is Jackson Riley tempted? Warrilow towards the near post. Was Nagata down? Was there a handball? Is there a corner kick? Madley is furious. So too is Tabilon. Let's have a look. Was there a handball? There was a handball, you know. I'm not quite sure what the defender could do about it, but the hand was in an unnatural position. Tabilon is still furious. Greg Cheshire is still having a conversation. I think it was Tabilon who was shown a yellow card in amongst all that. Could have been either he or Madley, who were both livid at not being given the penalty. I think Nagata had hoped that he might have been given a penalty as well for a push. Ball is swept in once more, and that will be the final outcome of this contest. A possible controversial penalty at one end and a possible controversial non-penalty at the other. The tale of this one as Sunshine Coast Wanderers hang on to defeat Rochedale Rovers by 1-0. Just that one penalty in the first half. Matthew Nesval getting it in the 19th minute. And the discussion is continuing between referee Daniel Olsen and the Rochedale Rovers players. It's a third win from 4 to start the season for the Wanderers. Arneson has got his players defending stoutly and creating opportunities. But Rochedale Rovers will feel hard done by that they haven't come away with something from that match. Remember, there is still one more game taking place. There's still 45 minutes of football in the National Premier's Queensland in round 4. It's the Raw against Lions. Lions leading that one by 1-0. It's half time at AJ Kelly Park. You can go and check that one out on FQTV. But from Ballinger Park and from me, Simon Smell, that is it for our coverage. We hope you enjoyed all the action. Sunshine Coast Wanderers take another 3 points to continue their excellent start to the season and go back second behind Moreton Bay United on the National Premier League's Queensland ladder. This has been a Double Take production for Football Queensland. I've been Simon Smale. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, and we'll catch you next week for another game of National Premier League's Queensland football. Good evening.